In the last episode, we looked at the harm to harm, harm to help to harm, help to help quadrant. In continuation to that, I think there is another nuance that we need to look at, which is whom are we causing to? So sometimes it could be the case that it may be harm or help for my own self, or it would be harm or help to my family. But then, does this harm or help to self and or family causing harm or help for my tribe? And in what ways tribe here would mean all the in group or my interest groups. So am I doing things to harm or help them, or am I doing things to harm or help the other person and or other groups? So sometimes it could be the case that some of our actions are there to help our own in group, our own tribe, our own family, our own neighborhood, but in a way it could be harmful for other groups. It could be harmful for the civilization. In processing and meditating for building a better civilization, it could be when help to whom, at what scale. So scale here would be individual, family, neighborhood, interest groups, in group, tribe, others, other group, civilization, ecology, so on and so forth. And as we try and see them, then we'll try and get a better nuance as to, are we externalizing harm and internalizing help, or are we internalizing harm and externalizing help? And over a period of time, what is the adaptive version of it? Because we are also not saying that at any given point of time everybody should only be helped and there should be no pain. I think there could be some truth to the argument that we need to discover consistently what could be the adaptive pain and adaptive pleasure, and what could be maladaptive pain and maladaptive pleasure. Because what we want to solve for over a period of time is maladaptive pleasure and maladaptive pain. For example, maladaptive pleasure could be, the constant contradiction that we have between the taste buds and the stomach. We want to go for that tasty burger or a donut or sweet, but we know that not only does it help me right now, but it harms me in the long term, and there's a contradiction. So it's not, over a period of time, it could become a maladaptive pleasure. Similarly, if somebody or some people together, or a group, or an ecosystem is pained, is inflicted hurt, harm in a manner that it becomes degenerative over a period of time, one needs to hold that in awareness and see that, can we not up the human imagination? Can we not bring up the human enterprise and try and come up with solutions so as to not cause that? So that's one way of looking at things. But then an argument that could come against this is, look, pain and pleasures are also subjective by nature, because what could be painful for you may be less painful for me, or not painful at all, or could be pleasure for me. So how do we deal with it? I think over a period of time, reflecting on things and reflecting on experiences, creating spaces to have honest conversations with each other, authentic sharing with each other, would help us see what are we normalizing in the first place. Because definitely we are looking to all normalize certain things. Another important thing that may come up, and tying it back to the first episode's question, which Hannah Arendt was trying to answer, what is it that we are normalizing? And because that was the hidden question behind, how can we deliver so much of pain? How can humans deliver so much of pain to other humans? And in some sense, there is this aspect of normalizing things. So if we were to just meditate a little bit, are we normalizing everything around us? All people around us, all experiences around us, or there are things which are not within the normalized category? If we start meditating on this question from an individual standpoint and look at very basic argument, that at a very basic level, the human being and the existence of the human being is dependent on the following functions: averting death, which means not becoming prey to anyone; averting disease; fetching food to survive; fetching shelter to survive; and procreation to get the genes in the future. Now, we can see that these functions are consistently running inside of us in form of an app, and one is constantly scanning the inner being, the inner environment and the outer environment of the human for anything which is salient and threatens the achievement of these functions. So if there is a pain that is coming up, if there is a threat that is coming up which can be absolutely immediate extinction issue or a distant extinction issue, those things being scanned depending on a person's awareness, depending on a person's sense making capacity. In the next episode, we'll try and see what are the factors that constrain normalizing, what are the factors that encourage normalizing, and are there adaptive or maladaptive forms of normalizing as a function, as a feature in our existence.